Yeah, but that big clap can kind of bring it together.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, so, gonna do your own show?
Now I know. Got to do the clap, but I'll do a snap maybe.
It's got to be a loud snap, though.
If I snap, will it mess it up right now?
No.
I feel like I have a pretty loud snap.
That's a pretty loud snap.
Maybe not.
That's a pretty loud snap. No, because like the movies, they have the clapper thingy.
Oh, that's what does the sound?
That's what that is, because they're cueing everything together so that when they put it out, it looks like that, right? And so you have this big spike on both of them, on all three of them. So you just line up that big spike.
And it brings it together.
On all of them, yeah.
I didn't know that's what the click was for. Now I know.
Yeah.
Learn a new thing every day.
Roll sound. Ready. Action.
Marker.
Yep. That's what it is. Have you done any movies?
Well, I was an extra. I was an extra in, oh my gosh, what is it called? Same Time Next Christmas. It just came out like last year or so.
It was like a Hallmark thing?
It's like an ABC family one.
Okay.
And I was a jogger. I was actually like a hiker. I was supposed to be a hiker. And so they put a Santa hat on me and I'm just like running past Leah Michelle. And so when I went and saw watched the actual movie, you only see my back, like my face isn't even in it. It's 0.2 seconds. And they used someone else's voice to say, excuse me.
It wasn't even your voice. Oh, because they weren't recording you, right?
No, I was like, I didn't even realize, I guess. But it was someone other girl's voice that they used. But that was my acting debut.
Yay.
So if you ever want to see me in there, look for the Santa hat.
From the back.
From the back.
Okay.
0.2 seconds.
Don't listen for her.
My star moment. Yeah, that's not me.
I was an extra in a couple of Hawaii Five-0 episodes, but I was never on camera. You couldn't see me, so.
One day.
One day. No, I just started my own channel. Put myself on.
Boom, there you go.
Yeah.
Your own star.
Yeah. Welcome back, everybody. I'm your host, Iokehu, and this is Hawaii Real. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to this channel on YouTube. And if you want to just listen to the podcast, you can listen to the audio versions on Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, and you can also listen directly from the website, HawaiiRealPodcast.com. Again, that's HawaiiRealPodcast.com. Go to there. You can also subscribe on the website and keep up to date with all of these short clip videos that I post, and also the full-length audio podcasts on that website. Today's guest, very special, Nikki Holbrook, and she is Miss Hawaii 2019, but also, because of the pandemic, 2020. How did you score that?
Oh, man. Definitely wasn't expecting that one, but... yeah, because of the pandemic, usually you only serve a year. I feel like every Miss Hawaii wants to have an extra year, but it just never happens. And I got a phone call one day from my director, and he's like, well, Miss America has been postponed. There's going to be a whole year, and we need someone to fill in the spot. So would you be willing to serve an extra year? I was like, oh.
You're like, nah.
I was like, oh, I was not... thinking my next year would look like that, but
yeah. And they're like, well, we have the sash anyways.
Yeah, and they're like, well, we do have a sash. We have. Okay, now you're talking. No,
twist my arm a little bit.
I was like, all right. No, but it was something. I'm so grateful that I have an extra year, just because the year goes by so fast anyway, and so this is just another opportunity to serve and to be able to hopefully grow the organization and do the best I can. So
yeah.
It's been fun.
So we were talking off camera. You have a little bit of outdoor hobby type thing where you like to hike and go to the beach.
Mm-hmm.
What are your favorite hikes?
Oh, that's a tough one. Okay, I actually really like Cocoa Head. I've been trying to challenge myself. I want to see how fast I can get up it. Okay. I haven't timed myself yet. So
it's super boring. It's just straight up and straight down.
I know, but I just feel so accomplished. I really like Lani Kai pillbox.
The pillboxes,
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just because the view is, you can't get a view better than that. It's so pretty. So Lani Kai at sunrise, definitely recommend that one. But yeah, I just think it's funny because I love dressing up and, Miss Hawaii getting all glam, but then I also will be in my hiking clothes and just ready to get dirty and go swim.
All dirty, muddy, yeah.
So there's that fine balance.
That's good though. It's good to get out in nature. What about beaches?
Oh, okay. Favorite beaches. I really do like Lani Kai also. Mm-hmm. I just love that area. If Waimea isn't super packed, then I also like Waimea too, because jumping off the rock and all that stuff is really fun.
When is it not super packed?
I know.
It's like, if it's not.
I know. I'm like, well, okay. If you get there early enough and can find parking, it's a good day.
All right. I don't think I've been to Waimea since like high school.
Really?
Yeah. Well, we used to jump off the rock all the time. Back when before they even had the signs. Do they still have the signs up there?
They might have the signs up there now.
Like, don't jump off the rock. And everybody's jumping off the rock.
Well, yeah. Oops.
Hey, that's Hawaii for you.
Yep.
So you had started an organization, SNAP?
Yeah, yep. So with the Miss America organization, every candidate has a platform. So it's something that they're passionate about, they want to spread awareness of, and it can be anything. I mean, there's all different kinds of platforms. And so when I got involved in the Miss America organization, I was like, okay, what's something I'm passionate about? What's something I want to talk about or like be known? You know, that's my cause throughout my year. And when I was thinking about it, I just kept going back to service and like all the experiences I've had as a kid, volunteering or participating in a service project, and just seeing the different examples I have in my life that are, you know, people who serve and are always giving back. And so I was like, okay, maybe I can do something about service or, you know, encouraging youth to get involved. And so I came up with SNAP. That's always my go-to, SNAP.
Ooh, yeah, there you go.
Service nurtures all people. And the main goal is to educate youth about the importance of service, get them excited to serve and to understand the benefits of it, that of course it helps other people, it uplifts our communities, but it helps ourselves too. And, you know, helps you feel grateful and understand your self-worth. And, you know, there's so many things and so many benefits of participating in service that, you know, I hope that I can get more young people to want to do that and get involved in it.
Sounds like you were in Scouts.
My brother was, so maybe
Okay.
I learned a little bit from him, but Scout, what is it? Scout honor or something? I don't know.
Yeah, no, I like the outdoors. I like to hike, and I like to do
That's
service
true.
projects.
Man, I should have been in Scouts.
Yeah. Perfect candidate right there.
Perfect.
Well, now it's not Boy Scouts of America anymore. It's Scouts of America because they included
that's
girls,
true.
which is actually successful. So
Yeah, include all of them.
yeah, it's actually cool because from what I've seen, because my kids are in Scouts, when the girls come and set up their campsites, because campsites are separated, the girls' campsites are like far more organized and far more clean than what the boys are doing, and it's all like, yeah, it's Scout led, so you're not supposed to have like the parents or the adults like telling them what to do necessarily. They're supposed to be doing it on their own. And of course, the teenage girls are doing it way better than the teenage boys are. Right,
awesome.
they do. It was awesome. I was like, well, that's why we need the girls here.
Keep it in check.
Yeah, because boys, look, that's what your campsite's supposed to look like, not like the dump that you guys have over there. But that's what to expect from teenage boys, I guess.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And you're currently in UH going for...
I actually go to BYU.
Oh, BYU.
Yeah, BYU.
Sorry.
Hawaii. Yep. So I'm all the way out, other side of the island, but I love it. It's a great school. There's a lot of international students there, so get to really meet all different kinds of people and have good in-class experience. Now it's virtual, so it's a little different, but yeah, I love it there. It's a really good school.
What are you going for?
I'm studying business management, emphasis in marketing. And it's been really interesting because I've been able to see how much of the things I've been learning have applied to my job as Miss Hawaii and all the things that I'm doing. Like, hey, I learned that in class. Like, I'm doing it right now. So, but I love it. It's a great major, and I'm able to see the actual real world application.
Like, what kind of things are you learning in school that are directly applied to real world?
Yeah, so as Miss Hawaii, I work with a lot of our sponsors, and so I'm pretty much helping our sponsors market their companies and local businesses, whether that's through social media or, you know, in-person events. And so I'm able to learn, you know, how to communicate a company's brand and to, you know, help showcase what they're trying to either sell or their service. And so it's been really neat just being able to work with, you know, business owners and learn the things in school with marketing and how I can use that to be a better Miss Hawaii and, you know, do the best I can. So it's been really neat. I love it. It's really good.
Are they teaching a lot of social media, online presence in these classes nowadays?
There is. Yeah, it's definitely something we talk about, especially because social media is just crazy right now.
Right,
it's
huge, yeah.
everywhere. So that's now a form of marketing, and a lot of digital marketing is a big emphasis too. So, but I like it. I'm able to use those things, and I mean, I have to run the Miss Hawaii account, so get to use those skills and make them better.
Yeah, there's all these types of schooling and what am I trying to say here? Different subjects in school that people go to college for, and some are insanely useful and some are insanely useless. I won't call out what I was talking about, somebody going to school and getting masters in something that was absolutely useless. But something like marketing, that's not only going to be useful for you now, it's going to be useful for you throughout your life, no matter what you're going into. You know, if you start your own business or you go work for another business, you know, that's a good subject to, I guess, you know,
get into and
like just dive into, because not a lot of people do it, but it's definitely needed, you know, because I'm just looking at it from my podcast point of view. It's like, I don't know too much about the marketing aspect of that kind of thing, you know, and you have people that actually go to school to learn for that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So if you ever need help,
Good
let me
deal.
know.
Good deal.
Use my skills.
Do you need a job afterwards? I can't pay you anything, but
service. I like service, right?
Right.
Snap.
There we go. Oh, so I get to call you out on that. Right. Right. Right on. So you're originally from California and you were were you a soccer player in California before you came, or when did you come to Hawaii?
So I came, well, a little interesting story with that. So my dad is originally from Hawaii, and all my dad's side of the family's here, you know, being part Hawaiian, all of that. That was just a part of the way we grew up and learning those things as a kid. But I grew up on the mainland. And so we would come here every summer, stay with family. And so this was pretty much like my second home. And I always knew that I wanted to be here. I was like, oh, I just want to be there. I feel like I'm missing out. Like I want to be with my family. And I mean, I had great experiences in California. I, you know, learned a lot. But I just knew that I always wanted to be here. So when I was applying for college, I was like, I need to find a way to get to Hawaii and to live there. And so BYU Hawaii was one of my top choices. And so going there was kind of the start of living here. And then that's when I competed for Miss Hawaii and just all these different things. And now I'm like, okay, now I feel like I'm home. This is where I want to be. This is where I want to stay. So it's been about almost 4 years now since I've been officially living here. So
fairly recent.
Yeah, pretty recent, to be honest. But I feel comfortable. I love it here, and hopefully I can stay.
Hopefully. So there was your backstory is that you're originally a soccer player and that you weren't in pageants or really anything growing up.
Not at all.
And then what happened to push you into the pageantry?
Yeah, so I was a competitive soccer player ever since I was a little kid. I was just so into soccer. I think the outdoors and all that kind of connects with that. But yeah, soccer was my life, and I really wanted to get a scholarship to play at a college, at my dream college. And so that's what I was working towards. That's all I was focused on. And as I was starting to get, you know, into high school and getting more into really competitive, I had a knee injury where I dislocated my kneecap. Really painful. And I did it once. I went through physical therapy, had the big brace, all that fun stuff that comes with
how old were you when you got the first one?
I think it was 14 or 15, I think was the first one. And so that's like your growing stages, of course. So I dislocated my kneecap. I was like, okay, back into soccer. Not going to let this stop me. Started to get back into it, and it just became a reoccurring injury where I would play, I would dislocate my knee, and I'd be out for a couple months, or I'd be out for, you know, that season. And it was just happening over and over to the point that I would walk, and if I turned like in a weird direction, my knee would dislocate. Just doing like normal day-to-day activities.
And you're still a kid.
And I was still a kid. And it was so frustrating because I had this brace. I would go from my hip to my ankle, and I'd have to like be locked straight for weeks.
Like a pirate.
And actually someone called me a pirate. They called me pirate leg. Huh, not my most the highlights of my life. But
peg leg Nikki.
Yeah. I was like, that's me. Oh, she's back in the brace again.
Yeah.
But long story short, after, you know, going through that over and over, finally went to the doctors and was like, okay, we need to do something to stop this. And they recommended having surgery. And with that was, you know, pretty much the end of my soccer career, just because, I mean, having that surgery, it was a pretty intensive surgery, and it was just going to be too much to heal from and didn't want to re-injure it again. So that pretty much ended the soccer journey, which was really hard for me just because now looking back, the grand scheme of things, it could have been much worse. Like, it's not the end of the world, but when that was my life, after that, I was like, what am I supposed to do now? Like, that's all I wanted to do, and
so about how old were you when you had to stop?
I think it went on for about 1.5 years, almost 2 years of just the over and over. So I was probably 16, I would think. If I'm calculating that right. But yeah, so I had the surgery, went through all of that. And as I was healing from the surgery, I was taking piano lessons. So I've been taking piano lessons since I was 4. So that was just like another thing I kind of did on the side. And my piano teacher just randomly asked me if I had heard about the Miss America organization. I was like, oh, I think I've seen that on TV, like the beauty pageant kind of thing. And I found out she was a former Miss Oklahoma, like she had been involved. No, I had no idea for, as long as I had piano with her, never knew. But she was just like, you should just do it. You should try it. You can do service. You'll get to get better at piano and speaking. And like, pump the brakes, like, no, not my thing. I play soccer. I wear shin guards and cleats. Like,
I'm not putting on all this makeup and getting my hair done.
And gowns. Like, what is that? But yeah, she just kept encouraging me. And so finally I was like, you know what? Might as well just try it. Like, I don't have anything else to do right now. So I started prepping for my first competition. I did it. I earned some scholarship money and I fell in love with it. And from that year, I competed every single year after that.
Nice.
I fell in love with the program. And I think, I don't know, I was able to see how much I had grown just in that first experience. And so it just made me want to keep doing it. And now I'm here. So I guess you never really know how things will work out, but it definitely opened a lot of new doors and opportunities that I wasn't expecting.
Were you starting to do pageantry in California before you came here?
Yep. So I started in California, and I knew that if I was to win a state title, I was like, I really just want to be a Miss Hawaii. That would be the place. And so when I came out to college, I started working out here and prepping to compete for that.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny how the world forces us to do, or the universe forces us to do things that not necessarily was the path that we wanted to be on.
Yep.
It's like, no, I want to be a soccer player or a football player. Nope, here's your injury. Yep. Boom. Figure out something else to do.
Yep. But now looking back, I see how much, I loved soccer and I think it could have also opened a lot of doors for me. But now I feel like I've been able to make more of an impact with the opportunities I've had as Miss Hawaii and been able to do things and grown in ways that I would have never expected. So I think it all worked out the way it needed to, as much as I didn't like it at the time.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know if I'd have you on as a soccer player from California.
I don't know. Probably not.
So that's a good thing. Okay, so I kind of wanted to delve into, coming from a parent's point of view and your upbringing being like this star soccer player, going off, with plans to go off to college and being really competitive in that as an athlete. How was it for your parents when you got injured? Because you're saying your dad took it really hard too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think, with the actual injury part, to give some backstory, my parents are very supportive and they were my number one fans in soccer, especially my dad, because it's a sport, that's your dad, and seeing his little girl be into a sport was fun for him. And so I think after I got injured, it was almost, I think, frustrating for him too, because there wasn't necessarily anything that he could do to change it. For some reason, my knees just weren't, working the way that they needed to. And so I think from a parent perspective, it was frustrating because there wasn't much that they could control. But because of that, they did show me a lot of support. And like what I was mentioning earlier, when I had got injured, they took care of me a lot. And I can see that now and appreciate it more now. Looking back, and, I would sleep in my mom's bed. My dad would give up, his spot in the bed to sleep in mine. And my mom would take care of me and, give me my medicine and walk me and things like that when I needed it. And they did a lot. I see it now, and it's I don't know, I guess I haven't really thought about it until now since we've been talking about it. But just the things that they did to help me. And when I took that shift from soccer to the Miss America organization, that was not only a big switch for me, but also for my parents, because they had to find out, okay, we're not cheering her on and taking her to practice now, or kicking the ball around with her. We have to find another way to support her, and how can we, feel like we're engaged in what she's doing. And so that was, I think, a learning experience for all of us. But they found other ways to support me with asking me questions about politics, and my dad would help me with, speaking and practicing that. And my mom was like my motivational coach and, picking me up when I needed it or when I was being too hard on myself. And so I think through that experience, we actually got closer too, because they were able to support me in a way that they hadn't before. And I was able to learn things from them that I didn't know I could. So yeah, it's been interesting, but I think it, grew our relationship for sure.
That's very interesting that you say that your dad and your mom were helping you with like talk about politics and work on public speaking and stuff like that. Like those are other aspects instead of like teaching you how to play soccer and how to do exercises and, run drills and stuff like that. This is kind of the same thing, but in a whole different industry,
yes,
right?
For sure. Yeah.
That they're still able to help you out with.
Mm-hmm. And I was like, wow, my parents, they know a lot of stuff. But yeah, they were helping me. I mean, they still help me, but with all kinds of things. I mean, with my dad's profession, he was able to teach me, different ways to public speak and how to write better, and just the things that, make my resume look better and things like that. So a lot of different things that I started to learn from them. And I learned a lot more about my parents, about the different skills that they have and how they can help me. So
are they still in California, or did they move here with you?
They are. They it's been, a journey. They've been trying to move out here so many times, but for some reason, something always comes up. Now all the kids are here, all my siblings are here, but my parents are still in California. So hopefully soon they will be out here. So
your parents are probably like, oh no, our kids are gone. They're probably secretly like, yes.
And I'm like, They were just out here actually, thankfully for Thanksgiving, and they were able to spend some time here. But I'm like, I know you guys miss us. I know you're empty nesters, but I know you miss us. So
yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, it's hard. The kids grow up and move out. So, but I can imagine, like from their point of view, from like having a child who's really into sports and athletics, when that child gets injured, it can be earth shattering for the child. But yeah, you got to see it from the parents' point of view too. Like, how do they transition? I think your parents did a great job and super supportive, and they kept trying to look for something else for you to do.
Yeah.
Which is probably the way to go.
Mm-hmm. I think they did it. I think they did well. I love, how they've supported me, and it was a transition for sure, but I think that it was a learning experience for them, but also for me too, to find out how I can ask them for help, and how I can ask for their support. And yeah, it took time, but now I think we've, got it figured out. Now they understand Miss America. I understand the transition too. So.
And they're still supportive, and they're still coming out and cheering at the pageants and stuff like that.
Yes.
What do you say? They had like big head.
Well, I don't even know what you'd call them. Like a big sign, big wave, like what are they called? The hand waving with my head on it, a big cutout of my head. So if you rewatch the Miss Hawaii competition, they pan over the audience, like I think right before the crowning, and you just see like 20 of my heads just flying in the sky.
That's hilarious.
Someone like waves it in front of the camera. But yeah, they're super supportive. My dad now has a hat that says Nikki with a little crown. He's worn it to all my competitions. He wore it to Miss America. Aww. So he's a big fan.
Good on you, Dad. Good on you.
I'm like, thanks, Dad.
So what's next? After the pageants, because you can only do it one time, right?
Yes.
So is there other pageants that you can do as you get older, or are you just done and you're going to move on to something else?
There are other competitions that I could compete in. For Miss America, it's, once you go to Miss America, that's your last year. You can't compete again. So this will be my last year in Miss America. And I think it'll probably be the retirement phase of competitions. I think I'll be ready to move on to, working and career. I'm working now, but more career mindset and, wanting to get a master's of business administration and things like that. So this will probably be my last year. But again, never know, I guess. I always have to leave that out there. You never know what happens, but yeah, I think I'll be ready to go on to the next chapter.
Good. So one of the questions I do like to ask my guests, what is your philosophy on life? And yeah, I know you're still young, but it's good to have a philosophy.
Okay. Let me think of my philosophy. One thing that I have learned a lot through, I guess, my life so far and just with different experiences I've had is that I feel like a lot of times we put limits on ourselves. And whether that's, our own fears or misconceptions or caring too much about what other people think, that we almost prohibit ourselves from achieving great things, if that makes sense. So, like, for example, when I got involved in Miss America, I was really worried about what other people would think too, because I was known as the soccer player and now I'm going into this totally different thing. And so there was a lot of times where I was just, I'm afraid what people will think, or what if I look like this? And I was nervous because it was something totally new. But if I wouldn't have taken that leap and actually gone for it, then I would have missed out on a really cool journey and a really cool opportunity. And I think that happens in life is maybe there's something we want to achieve or something we want to go for, but we kind of shy away from it. When in reality, it could be something totally amazing and we never know until you don't know until you try. So I would say that maybe that's my philosophy. Just, something that I try to do now is if there's something I want, just go for it. And if it doesn't work out, doesn't work out, but if it does, it could be really amazing too. So.
Yeah. You never know what the journey of life has in store for everybody,
Yep.
It's the road less traveled. It's the, what is it?
I love that poem.
What is it?
Oh my gosh. I'm forgetting. The road.
Brain fart here.
Yeah, the road less traveled. And it made all the difference or something like that. That's how it ends, but
we'll use that. Sounds good.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Don't fact check me on that.
No, we'll just put your name at the bottom.
Okay, there
that
you go.
Quote. Yes,
Nikki.
yes. Yeah, Nikki.
No last name, so they don't know if it's wrong.
Oh, but you have an Instagram with a funny nickname.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Nikita Spice is my personal Instagram. My actually, people do still call me that. It's kind of funny. They're like, Nikita Spice. That's me.
Where does that come from?
So one of my family friends, he spoke fluent Spanish. So he would call me Nikita and he'd say it in like this really high, I don't know if I should do it, but he'd be like, Nikita, like all the time. And so I just, every time I heard that, I was like, oh, there he is. Where's Mario? Like, where is he? And so it just kind of like was something that people would start calling me Nikita. And then my sister was like, no, we need to make it like extra. We should add something to it. So she just added spice. I was like, Nikita Spice. I was like, okay. And this is when I was pretty young too. And it just stuck. I don't know why. Then my sister would call me Nikita Spice. My friends kind of started calling me it. And then I said, okay, it's my Instagram name.
Nice.
So I thought maybe I should change it. Maybe make it a little more professional. I was like, no, I gotta keep it. Nikita Spice it is.
And at least you have a good nickname.
Oh.
Not like some of us.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm not even going there on the show.
Ah,
you
darn
want to know my...
Boy, real. Come on. I'm just kidding.
All you listeners, if you want to know my real nickname, contact my family members. I'll tell you.
Perfect. That's a good way to go.
It's like, no, we're not going there. Then you find out and it's like, what? It's so not you. What?
You're like, oops.
Yeah.
Alter ego.
No, but like Io is short for my full name. Full name's Ioane. I just
okay.
chopped. Yeah. Well, my friends chopped it in like 7th grade. They just started calling me Io instead of Ioane.
Nice.
Yeah, everybody was mispronouncing it anyway. So I was like,
yeah, we're like, well, make it easier for you guys.
Yeah, just 2 letters. E and O. Well, it's an I and O, but
yeah.
People still like
Butcher
mess that up. Well, like when they see it written, they'll think it's an L, like a lowercase L.
So like low.
They'll call me Low. I'm like, are you serious?
Come on.
Who? Why do you think it's a lowercase L?
You know that's an I. Come on, you had to know that's an I.
Capital I. It's a capital I. That's why I like using what's that font? Times New Roman.
Oh, so it has the lines. Yes.
Yes, it actually looks like an I.
Mm-hmm.
Or I just like lowercase I.
There you go with the dot.
Yep, gotta have the dot. So where's the next hike that you're going on?
Oh, let's see. What is the next hike? Oh, there's actually one by Coco Head that I really want to do. I think it's Kulioo. Is that the one?
In the valley?
I think so. It's like right, but I think it's close to Cocoa Head. I want to do that one. I've heard good things about it.
Mm-hmm.
I heard it's kind of long though, so I'm gonna have to do my research, get prepared.
Yeah, Coolio, it's in one of the valleys, and then there's like cutbacks that go up the mountainside.
Oh, okay.
And then you can get to the top of the mountain, and you can see the windward side.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Up in the clouds and stuff like that. But there's also like a shorter trail at the base of that valley that just takes you into like the valley part where there's like a river or a stream.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of pretty. It's kind of pretty.
Have you done? Is it long?
I think it is
A little bit longer hike. That's
like
okay.
4 or 5 miles.
Okay.
But it's the switchbacks that suck.
Yeah, that would.
Those suck.
Okay, I'll have to mentally prepare for that.
It's like, can I just
Eat
get a
some
rope
snacks.
and go straight up?
Right. Just climb up.
Can you imagine Cocoa Head with like switchbacks?
Oh gosh, see, I don't know if I could do that. I like Cocoa Head now, but I don't know if I'd like it if it was like that.
I can't imagine that. That would
much.
take you like 3 hours to get up.
Yeah, for sure. Lots of breaks.
Lots of breaks. How often do you go hiking?
I try to go at least once a week or on the weekends, like on Saturdays. I like to do a hike and get my little workout in and then go to the beach or something. So I try to do it often. I use it as a form of exercise. So,
did you do hiking as a kid?
not in California. No,
So just something you gravitated to here?
yeah. Now that I think about it, I don't even know if I've gone on a hike in California. At least where I grew up, there wasn't that. It was more like walking trails and
Sacramento area?
Yeah, Sacramento. So, I mean, there's Sacramento, downtown Sacramento, which is all city, and then just like the rural kind of suburban communities. So, not really.
But aren't there mountain lions over there?
I don't know. I've never encountered one. At
See
least
those
not
videos
where
of,
I lived in like just like suburban homes, little shopping malls around. So nothing to write home about.
See those videos of like Northern California or something where like a mountain lion comes in and like snatches a dog or something.
I didn't encounter
God.
that, luckily.
There was one where like this guy's on a trail and he's like walking away from a mountain lion. The mountain lion's like coming at him.
I literally just watched that a couple weeks ago. It's so great. I think it was in Utah. I think.
And he was like screaming at him. Go
He was
away!
like screaming at it because like one of the cubs came out. It was crazy.
Totally like protective mother kind of mountain lion, but still.
And like it was for a long time.
Yeah.
A really long
Like
time.
2 miles or something like that.
Yeah. And he's like walking backwards. It was crazy. I don't know if I want to go hiking there.
No. I'll avoid that.
Yeah.
That and snakes.
Oof.
Well, I lived in Nevada. I went to school in Las Vegas.
Okay.
So yeah, any hiking out there, you got to watch out for snakes.
Ugh.
Yeah, for real.
Gross.
Like people will go out with like shotgun. They go actually hiking with shotguns or pistols, and you could get ammunition that were what was it called? Snake biter? No.
Snake bullets?
Well, they were snake bullets, but they were
Something
like
like that.
pistol bullets, but they were like a shotgun round where like they
Oh.
shoot multiple pellets to kill snakes.
Okay.
Yeah. So you could have like a little pistol, but it'd be like a mini shotgun round.
Activity during the hike, I guess.
Yep. It's like, I guess you're shooting your dinner.
There you go. Snack for the ride up.
The mark that you want to leave on the world. So you, being Miss Hawaii and everything, you kind of in the spotlight too, right? And yeah, I guess that ties into the schooling and everything, going into marketing and master's in business after this. What is the mark that you want to leave in this world?
I feel like for me, I love meeting people. I love communicating with people. And I feel like after this life, I want to be remembered as someone who like always made people feel special. And I think as Miss Hawaii, I've had a lot of experiences where I'm meeting kids and, spending time with people and talking to them. And, I don't want it to be all about me. Like when I go to an event or I'm volunteering with kids, I don't want to see, oh, there's Nikki with a crown. I want them to feel like they're special. And just through those experiences, that's how I want to be remembered. And I guess the mark is that I've cared for people. I've helped them and I'm known for, being, I want to say Christ-like because that's just, part of my beliefs, but someone who's always giving back and wanting to help others and help them understand their worth. Because through my experiences this year and last year too, I've been able to do that. And those are probably my best memories, my favorite memories or those experiences I've had, where I'll be able to do that. So hopefully that made sense. But
well, to dive into that, like, what kind of things are you doing to help people?
Well, one big thing, if we're talking like through Miss Hawaii, is we work with the Children's Miracle Network. And so their hospital here is the Kopiolani Hospital or Medical Center. And so I work a lot with them and help fundraise for them. I'm working with a lot of their patients and, just like talking to them, coloring, playing games with some of the kids. And, through those experiences, I'm able to see, these young girls, these young boys who are really going through some hard times. They're sick, or injured for months at a time. And hopefully making their day better, and, just spending time with them, making them feel special, and, that I want to spend time with them. I want to get to know them. And, of course they get excited because I have a crown and a sash on, but really I'm excited. I'm like, I get to spend time with these really brave and strong kids. And, so I think through that, I want to keep doing that even after Miss Hawaii, and even just with the people I interact with, to make them feel heard, make them feel important and special, and know their worth.
So do you think your experiences as a soccer player and being injured kind of make you more empathetic with these children who are in the hospital?
Yes.
Because that was you?
For sure. Especially, because I see these kids who are much younger than I was, who are facing injuries or illnesses that could be lifelong, and mine was just maybe a couple years, or just, this temporary thing. And so I see these kids who are going through something much, much worse. But to see how positive they are, and just how brave they are for everything they've had to go through. I do feel like I can't understand everything, but I understand that feeling of not being able to do what you want to do, or feeling like something's prohibiting you from doing it. And so I feel like I can connect in that way, and be a little bit more understanding of what they're going through.
Do you ever feel like the world is against you?
Oh yeah, sometimes, man, those days, like, man, everything's going wrong.
Yeah, we all get those days. Yeah.
All those days. And I think, like, you go through those moments in life where you feel like nothing is going right, and it's really easy to get yourself in that mindset, especially with everything that's been happening this year with COVID. And things this year hasn't been what anybody has expected it to be. And I think the hard part is once you start thinking like that, like, oh, the world is against me, everything's going wrong, it's really easy to get stuck into that and to think that, and so at least for this year, I've been really trying to find things I'm grateful for. And I think with COVID, it kind of made me slow down a little bit and appreciate the little things, family time, even just talking to my parents on the phone, or watching the sunset, like just the little things that I think we sometimes take for granted. But really, like, realizing what I'm grateful for, and to realize, sometimes times aren't the best. Sometimes times are hard, but there's still a lot of good things, and life is still beautiful. So even those days, the world isn't always against you. Sometimes it's really good.
It's like, are you breathing clean air? Yes. Okay. So that's one good thing. Yeah. Okay, let's start from there. Do you have clean water?
Do you have a roof over your head? Perfect.
Yes. Are you, living without people shooting at you? Yes.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly.
Well,
that's a positive right there. So,
are you living in the frozen tundra? It's like, no. Do you have to hunt your food? No. Like, people want to hunt their food.
Yeah, maybe when it was really bad and everyone was like cramming at the store, it kind of felt like you're hunting for your food.
You're hunting for toilet paper too.
Yeah, that's what it was. I'm on the hunt for toilet paper. Oh gosh.
Priorities.
Yeah.
Priorities. First world problems right there.
First world problems, yes.
So on a lighter note, what is your favorite food?
Oh, see, these are like the hard questions for me because I love so much. Oh, I really like meat jun, like Korean.
Oh. So good. Can you get that in California? Have you seen that?
Yes. I have had meat jun in California. So good. My sister and I actually went to Korea like 2 years ago.
I heard they don't have it there.
They don't, which actually I was very surprised. It's more of a Hawaii thing. It's more of a local thing.
Right.
And I didn't know that until we went. I was like, where's the meat jun? Like, don't they have it here? But we had a lot of good food there. So I think that really grew my passion for passion.
Spicy food? Kimchi?
That trip is what got me into spicy food. I used to hate spicy food, but kimchi and like that sweet spice, really good.
Right there. Yeah, no, Michun was because my uncle lives in upstate New York and would fly back and forth from here to there, and just fell in love with Michun. And so anytime, anybody from Hawaii, including like my mom or even family members, flies up to upstate New York to go visit them, they have to go to this one store and buy Michun, a lot of it, and like pack it in the plane and bring it to him.
I know. I've asked a lot of people, and they're like, "I don't think I've ever had that." What? You're missing out. Like, we gotta get you.
It's
some.
only the best Korean food ever.
I know, Korean. Like, it's only the best Korean food.
That's good stuff.
It is good.
That's interesting. It's interesting you bring that up. Oh, I brought that up. Anyways, I don't know where to go from there, because that's like the highlight right there.
Yeah,
Michun.
Food is always the highlight. What are you talking about?
What kind of advice would you have for either parents or children that are going through the kind of similar hard times that you went through, not just through your injury, but even getting started into, doing something different, whether it be pageantry or something else?
I would say, well, for like trying something new, I guess, or like maybe like a shift in your journey, I guess you could call it. You're doing something, or maybe something happens where it kind of makes you have to change the direction you're going. I think like learning to be okay with that, and like learning to be flexible, I guess, with life. That, for me at least, I'm a planner. Like, I love having a plan. I love laying out what's going to happen next. But I've had to realize, I'm still trying to learn this, that sometimes life doesn't follow your plan, that it just, things don't necessarily go the way you want. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. And that doesn't mean that it's not good that it didn't go the way you want. And so I think to learn that, even if it's not what you want right now, it could be what you want later. It could be something that is way better than you could ever imagine. Whether you're going through a hard time, or, I don't know, say you lose your job or something. Maybe you lost your job, but that just opened a door for a better job, a better opportunity. And so having that mindset that, okay, it's not good right now, things aren't working out how I want to, but they're going to work out even better, can hopefully get you through that and make you enjoy life a little bit more and look forward to the future instead of stressing out about what's happening right now.
Yeah, I like that little Bob Marley lyric right there. When one door closes, another one opens.
Yes, I love that. Love that quote. It's true.
I don't know why. I've just been listening to Bob Marley like the past couple of days.
Feel good music. You need the feel good music.
It totally is feel good music.
Mellow.
It's chill. It's very, very chill. But yeah. Any last words before we go ahead and close out?
Well, I just want to say thank you for having me. This has been really fun.
Well, thank you for coming on.
Yeah, of course. I'm glad to be here and just share some of my thoughts, and yeah, appreciate it.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for coming on the show, Nikki. And best of luck to you at BYU and going on for your master's.
Thank you.
Marketing is, it's like the next big thing going out with social media and everything being digital and electronic and everybody being on their phones.
Yes, true.
I know, because I see it all the time.
Probably.
All right. Well, everybody, this is Nikki Holbrook, and remember, stay happy, Hawaii. Can I get a shotgun?